Welcome to this presentation of the results for the Progress Towards the Holy Grail 21 Challenge. I'm Helmut Simonis. I'm from the Insight Center for Data Analytics in Cork in Ireland. Okay, a quick shout out to Assistant, a European project that I'm involved in, and that provides part of the funding that I use to run this competition. The participants, well, we have good news and bad news. There were 425 downloads from the Zenodo website where the material for the competition is stored. But in the end, we had only one team participating, Mohit Kumar, Samuel Kolb, and Thias Gans from Leuven University about Count CP. And I myself participated with the CAT system. And I put in two versions, the full system, which is the Constraint Acquisition tool that generalizes the results to arbitrary sizes, and the cat fix tool, which only learns fixed size models and is only part of the functionality. Okay, we also have some baseline solutions where we compare against. We have the reference solver, which uses the checker of the submitted models to answer all tests and therefore is correct by definition and will get a score of 100 regardless. The fixed sizes solver, which also uses the checker to answer the questions, but only answers the problems, the tests for the fixed sized problems that are given, and does not try to generalize this to unknown, unseen sizes before. The non-sol, which answers no all the time, and the all-sol, which answers yes all the time, and the random sol, which answers yes or no randomly, and basically answers all tests, but doesn't know anything about the problems. And this is the score that is obtained. So we see that the reference solution gets a score of 100. CAT does the same thing with 100. Count CP from Leuven gets 78.03. Note that they did not actually run all problem types, and therefore their score could actually increase quite a lot if they were submitting more answers. And the cat fixed only gets 64.92, which is roughly the same as the fixed sizes. It does a very small one mistake in classification of one instance, which the cat solver avoids by generalizing things properly. And the other baseline solvers don't get very far with the score. And here's the result in tabular form. The interesting thing is that the percentage of all tests answered correctly is very, very high, both for CAT and for Count CP. Count CP does not answer all tests, so they're missing out on some results, and that leads to the somewhat lower score on the results. So what we can learn from this is that this first stage of the competition was not really that complicated, not really that difficult to answer. The classification is relatively simple to do. There is a challenge afterwards on whether you have the right model and whether you can produce new solutions from the model that you have generated. But okay, that will be part of a future extension of the challenge. So my very warm thanks to the team from Leuven for participating on the very tight timeline. And I know that some other teams were looking at the data but couldn't actually finish things in time for the workshop at CP. But okay, there's the opportunity to actually do some work, submit the results now, and we can include that in the tables easily enough as an extension of the results. Definitely thanks to Jean for starting this whole process and also asking all kinds of interesting questions and having very good discussions on this topic. And then quite a lot of other people, in particular Nicolas, Steve, Lars and Christian, for comments and feedback and suggestions, very much appreciated. Okay, the next generation of the challenge, this is something that we should be looking forward to. one thing to do is make the existing framework available so that people can basically run this on their own without waiting for me to run the evaluation for them. But more importantly, we have to decide what we want to change, and then we have to collect and code new problems and put them into the right format for the next iteration of this challenge. We probably want to have a timeline which is a little bit longer than this year's challenge. So if you're interested in this and you want to participate, send me a note and I'll keep you up to date, and we can set something up on how you can work together on making this even more interesting challenge for the next time round. Okay, thank you.